How y'all doing? Arthur Scott. Somewhere like that. Seems even enough. Go ahead and apologize for my last, I'm going to say 2 videos. Because I didn't know there was a gain, there's a gain switch on the side of the camera. And I ain't put 2 and 2 together. I had it on low. And that's why you couldn't hear me. Literally had to turn it up to 100. Anyway, 101%. Anyway. Here to finish, even though I already have finished, and if you had the patience to strain your ears and listen to the last chapter of, Teach Yourself to Read Hebrew by Simon and Anderson, revised edition. Sorry, I'm speaking up and it's just weird because I feel like I'm talking loud. But just to skim through. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this as right as possible since it's like a double, it's the second lesson, so I'm redoing just in case you didn't have the patience and you just want to get it right quick what was missing from my previous lessons on the Hebrew alphabet. Anyway, long words and unusual endings. All right. Symbols. A Hebrew symbol almost always, syllable. A Hebrew syllable almost always begins with a consonant. It consists of either a consonant plus a vowel. Self-explanatory. Top line. We have a shin with the ah signature under it. We have a bet with the other version of the ah, the T signature, the ah. We have a mem with the double E singular dot E signature. So sha ba mi and other examples that follow. I hate this. It consists of, okay. The syllable breakdown, a consonant plus a vowel plus another consonant. And that's simple, that's self-explanatory. Sh, a, l, shawl. B, a, aleph is silent. M, e, t, meat. Bread, meat, the breakfast table. You've seen it before. Get your balanced foods on. But that was an example of a consonant plus a vowel signature followed by another consonant, which would be the syllables, which are the building blocks of words. Makes sense. All right. So here's a few examples. Read the following examples along. You get it. We're doing examples. Breaking down the syllables. And if you didn't hear it yesterday, we have yod with the extended E, so that's ye. We have a shin with the shiva under it, which gives us the kind of slurred it's not really an E, not really a A. The examples they gave us in the chapter of the shiva was lagoon and maroon. So you get it. You get it, or you should. Anyway, so we have ye, she, ra, a. The aleph is silent, so you have the AY, the 2 horizontal dots. A, L. Ye, she. That is not a she. That's not a shin. That's actually a sin. I'm sorry. So, ye se, ra el, ye se ra el. We say Israel, but it's an ancient tongue. Anyway, second example would be, ye, u, because the vav with the dot within it instead of over it, on side, or anything else, within it gives us the double O sound. So we have ye, ru, sh. That one is a shin. Sha, la, im, yim, ya, ru, sha, la, yim. Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. They have a few more examples that I went over in my silent video when I was working on my miming, but the unusual endings are, let me show the letter first. The chet, I had trouble with it last time. Here. Right there, and there's examples down here, as you see right there. That's a chet with the signature under it, so that'll be used in the example. But when the last letter of a word is a chet and the vowel underneath it is a horizontal line giving us the signature, the combination is ak, not cha, but ak, because the chet gives the cha, ch as in Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach. So ch makes you want to say cha, but it's k or ak if it's at the end. So the examples are right here. I'll just give one since I did a whole video yesterday. But we have the resh with the vav, with the dot within it, which actually gives us the vowel signature for the double O. And then we have the chet with the horizontal line under it, like it tells us above. So that's what we're looking for. That right there, just being at the end, gives us the ak. So just to sound it out, we have the resh, the ru. I'm sorry, I gave it away. Ra, u, ak. Just that within itself gives us the ak. So just reading it, you know, on first instinct, you would think that would be ra, u, ha, because you would be thinking go from top and read the bottom out afterward. But a little secret rule to the Hebrew language: when you see the chet over the horizontal line giving us the as an odd, kind of the soft A sound, that is a ak. And they gave a few examples, but I'm going to jump to the last unusual ending just to finish the video. It is when the last vowel of a word is the horizontal line, the followed by the letter yod, which is right there, just the apostrophe. You've seen a yod before, yod hey vav hey. So when the last vowel of a word is the horizontal giving us the followed by the letter yod, the combination is pronounced I, as in tie. So the examples they give us here is a mem with the horizontal followed by the yod. So the yod and the together in combination, regardless of the consonant given, gives us the I. So since we have the mem here, this is my. And the second example, we have ba with the dot, if you can see it, it's really small, the dot over the consonant giving us the O, so bo. And then here we have a tet with the horizontal with the yod. So the yod and the horizontal in combination, regardless of the consonant, which is tet, gives us the I. So bo tie, bow tie. And I finished off the excuse me. Oh, there it is. So I finished off the last lesson reading the prayer giving at the end. But I explained why I didn't read it and sound it out in the Hebrew letters, even though it gives us the English translation on the next page, when I was doing my personal looking it up without the concordance. Wasn't lining up exactly. So I didn't want to take any chances because, well, you know, Assyrian captivity, Babylonian captivity. I don't want to say nothing I don't want to say. But the prayer is called the Kaddish. Kaddish. The Kaddish prayer is probably the most used prayer in all of Jewish life. It is said at the end of various sections of the traditional service and as a morning prayer at the end of life. Mourning, as in, you know, ashes and sackcloth, mourning. Read aloud, and it's just telling me to read aloud. So I tried to sound out the first one, which I sounded it out. It really didn't seem any more complicated than what I've learned in the book. But in comparing it to English translation right here on the next page, the first word is glorified and sanctified. And when I went to just a quick Google to glorified in Hebrew, and even a separate search of sanctified in Hebrew, didn't get the word that I sounded out. And the translation, well, as far as the definition, was coming out like to make great, or to make many, or to raise up. So thin lines, but I'm not a pro yet, so I'm not going to play no games. Cautionary. And I felt even better in the last video about being cautionary because I read a few words within this prayer, and I'll just look at the screen when I say these words. And I'm not even going to say the words. I'm just going to inject what should be. I'm going to say the word once, and then I'm going to inject what should be there, in my opinion. So this is the Kaddish in English translation. Glorified and sanctified be God's great name. I'm sorry, but God, I'm going to just tell you now. God, Amen, Holy One. Amen is in there a lot. So just that within itself makes me want to get my own personal knowledge up before I sound out what they tell me the back and forth translation is. So as far as what they have is, glorified and sanctified be God's great name throughout the world which he has created. According to his will, may he establish his kingdom in your lifetime and during your days, and within the life of the entire house of Israel, speedily and soon, and say, Salah. They do not have Salah written. They have Amen. But from now on, I'm going to say Salah in those parts. May his great name be blessed forever to all eternity. Blessed and praised, glorified and exalted, extolled and honored, adored and lauded be the name of the Holy One. Blessed be he beyond all blessings and hymns, praises and consolations that are ever spoken in the world, and say, Salah. May there be abundance, peace from heaven, and life for us and for all Israel. Say, Salah. He who creates peace in his celestial heights, may he create peace for us and for all of Israel. And say, Salah. So that is the Kaddish. As you see, Amen Ra was in there. And like I showed in the last video, it was a clean shirt when I put it on, so it's not nasty. It's just the next day. But right there, local tobacco shop. I'm not repping. I just coincidentally put it on. It'll probably end up in a backyard fire. Cleansing, step by step. Trust me. This ain't even preparation. I just happen to be close to it. Got the frankincense, about a pound. Should nobody see me in the streets. Got the myrrh by the sack. Sound like something. Yeah, that's really frankincense and myrrh. That wasn't nothing else. That was, y'all take care. Arthur Scott, that is the last touch I'm going to do unless I need to jump back for any clarifications during my future reading, which I shouldn't because I'll have a concordance. Teach Yourself to Read Hebrew by Simon and Anderson, revised edition. Arthur Scott Jr., y'all take care.